Hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to the workshop. My name is Thibaut Jaberg, student at the Swiss School of Violin Making. And today with me I have Anthony Panke, and the reason for that is that we have a very exciting new project to announce to you people. As you might already have seen from the title of this video, we have recently started to build a Hardanger fiddle. So this is going to be a video where we introduce to you the project, and we're going to basically tell you everything about what you are going to see on this channel in the next time. But first, let's start with you. This is actually for you, Anthony, not the first Hardanger fiddle which you build. So tell us all a little bit about how you started out.
So when I first started making violins, I had this book called Violin Making: A Practical Guide by Juliet Barker. And this had a chapter on Hardanger fiddle making. So I always had this on the radar from the start and had in mind that it could be a cool, fun side project. And a couple of years ago, I did this cool, fun side project and made a Hardanger fiddle in my spare time. And I got quite excited because in February 2023, there was this event called Master to Master in Oslo in Norway, and it had a focus on classical Italian instruments, but it also had this focus on Hardanger fiddles at the same time. Both of those things are right up my alley. And so I rushed to complete the Hardanger fiddle and brought it to Oslo and showed it to some people, but also got to see some other good Hardanger fiddles and authentic Hardanger fiddles. And that was all a great deal of fun, and so I thought it would be quite cool to do this again. And I had the luck that Thibaut here hopped on board.
Yeah. So I thought, I sort of also recently started to get an interest in sort of like other things other than just standard traditional like classical violins. And I sort of recently started to take an interest in sympathetic strings, especially through the music of Coveen O'Rahilly, who's like an Irish sort of folk musician who has like a very own style, and he plays an instrument which he calls the Hardanger d'Amore, which is sort of a modern interpretation of a Hardanger fiddle. So yeah, I actually really start liking these sort of like more special, unconventional instruments. And also I love like things like carved heads and so on. I start to like this more and more. So yeah, I thought actually I also want to build a Hardanger fiddle, and then we were like, why not build it together? So yeah, I hopped on board the project, and here we are now. So yeah, basically, like as I said, like you are now on my channel. I sort of decided that we are going to, or we decided together that we are going to document this project. So yeah, it will be a sort of obviously this is quite a big project, building a Hardanger fiddle. So this will be like a multi-part series, where we're going to regularly film updates on our progress. And there are probably going to be two styles of video in this series. There is going to be the videos like we're doing now, where we're going to stand in front of the camera and show you our progress, and like we're going to talk through different aspects of our philosophy around the building, sort of which aspects we're going to go really traditionally Norwegian, and we are also going to mix some Italian Cremonese influences in there, plus some aspects of a modern violin and so on. So we are going to explain to you everything, like our thinking behind the project. And then we are also going to film like sort of little sort of compilation of little clips of us actually working. So you will see some projects perhaps, or like some progress on the actual working, as well as maybe some time lapses here and there. So it should all be, I think, quite interesting in the near future on this channel. So why not? We are not going to make this first video too long, but I think we should wrap this up by sort of talking through our goals for this project, and then show you, because as you can see, these are here the parts which we are already working on. So we are going to talk to you what we have done so far. So yeah, but what are our goals for this instrument?
So as a base idea, we're doing the same thing as on the Hardanger Fiddle that I made previously. That is, back then I had no resources, and so I just made an instrument that made sense, that was practical for me to build and was practical for me to play on as a classically trained musician. Classically trained. I play a little bit. And so the idea is we make an instrument which has a combination of the playability of a Norwegian traditional Hardanger fiddle. So the sympathetic strings, atypical, non-standard tunings that vary from piece to piece, and very flat radius of the strings across the fingerboard, things like this. But at the same time, I want this to be something that any classically trained musician could pick up and play on. So we're going for standard violin string lengths, for instance, and a standard neck shape as well, so that the feel for the musician is the same. And style-wise, we thought it would be a good idea to blend these Norwegian styles and Cremonese Italian styles that we're used to from classical violin making. I think it can be quite interesting, sound-wise as well. When I was in Oslo, I heard this rendition of the Sarabande from Handel, played on Hardanger fiddle and cello, and it sounded so authentically Baroque. And that's something I'd quite like to see whether we can achieve this in terms of sound and in terms of the style of making on our instrument.
Yeah, the style is going to be something really interesting, because like I think with things like the varnish, this is probably going to be a big sort of tip of the hats to the old Cremonese makers. We are probably going to go pretty Italian, but then also we are already sort of talked previously about doing some decorations, some sort of not too heavy inlay work, but some inlay work here or there as a nod to the traditional Norwegian. I don't know if you're familiar with traditional Norwegian Hardanger fiddles, but they are often just very heavily decorated with like rich inlays of so-called
rosings,
materials.
Which are usually inked on.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on the inking because I can't do this, but we can try with some ebony paste inlays.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know exactly what we're doing, but
no, it's still
this will be an update.
Gonna unfold as we go. But yeah. So yeah, where are we now? So what I have been doing mainly so far in this project is working on the back. We have the back currently roughly arched with the gouge. And we have the rib garland pretty much done. we've got the linings on the back side, and we haven't got any linings on the front yet. And the reason for that is because we're actually going to glue the back on fairly soon, actually before we finish the outline. And we will finish the outline basically on the closed instrument and do the inlaying of the purflings on the closed instruments, which is a new technique for me, which I'm going to be very excited to try out. And
with the
what else?
belly, well, it's almost finished.
We have done the most difficult part, the jointing of the two halves.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, because Hardanger fiddles, well, for those of you who are familiar with, let's say, normal instruments, Hardanger fiddles are quite unusual in the F-holes.
Yeah, absolutely. So that will also be a very interesting part of the project and a challenging part of the project, the F-holes, but yeah.
And last but not least, we have here Wilfred. I'm giving my first shot at carving a dragon head. It's incredibly difficult. Last time my old Hardanger fiddle had a dragon head as well, which a friend of mine at the School for Wood Carving carved, Alexandra Valbrun. And she did an incredible job, and I'm trying to live up to her legacy by making this. And I will no doubt fall short, but hey-ho, it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think that is a great little introduction for our project, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this project, and yeah, to taking you people along on the journey. And I think this will be a very exciting little series to document. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first video in the series, and I will look forward to seeing you people all in the next video. So take care, everybody, and goodbye.